This video is for the guys, the patriots, right? Those of you who want to help save America. This is for the people who care about their country, who want to see their country get on a right path. You want to see abundance in your country. You want to see all of the resources and all the money trees start growing back. You want to see us enter back into prosperity, right? This video is for y'all. What I want to tell y'all is give up on it. Yep. I'm telling you, give up on it. It's done. It's done, Joe. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. And I had to come to this realization myself because I am the patriot that wanted to see America on the straight and narrow path. I am the patriot that wanted men to become the best possible version of themselves and to uplift others and get others on that straight and narrow path as well, and get them to grind and get them to get everything in order, right? Because with structure comes prosperity. When you have structure, there's order, right? They don't want to do it. Americans don't want to win. They don't. They're reliant, dependent on Daddy Gov. They're dependent on the government to do every single thing for them, right? They want them to go to the unnecessary wars because they somehow think that that's going to bring them safety and prosperity and abundance, right? They want the government to do this. They want the government to do that, right? Why? Because they don't want to do it themselves. They don't want to think for themselves. They don't want to commit to actions. They don't want to commit to the discipline. They don't want to commit to anything. Americans don't want to do anything. So I had to come to the realization that there's only going to be a select few of people who really grind this shit out. There's only going to be a select few of people who are going to be able to handle the turmoil. There's only going to be a select group of people while the Titanic is sinking, because it is sinking. While the Titanic is sinking, there's going to be a select few of people who swim to the shore, right? Or find some way to get to the shore. There's only going to be a select few of people. Most of everybody else is not going to survive. There's only going to be a select few people, right, who break out of that social programming, right, who elevate their mind on a higher level. There's only going to be a select few of people. The rest, you're done. You're dead. You're dead, right? Because most people, Americans don't want to independently think, right? It takes too much, right? It takes too much time. It takes too much effort, right? You have to actually do the research. You actually have to commit to something, right? You actually have to think for once, right? And I'm not talking about all of the scrolling through social media, all of the brain rot, right? That's what's killing a lot of people right now. All they take in is false information, right? All they take in is junk. Americans are unhealthy, right? And, you know, I'm not a nihilist. I'm not. I promise. I'm not a nihilist, but I am a realist. And sometimes a realist can come off as a nihilist. But I assure you, I'm just being real. And I see the writing on the wall, right? And I have a great, characteristic of mine to be able to analyze data, process it, and to be able to tell what will happen in the near future. Americans are on dope. And when I say dope, I'm talking about pharmaceuticals, and I'm talking about that real dope, right? Straight from Mexico, right? I'm talking about that real dope. Americans are doped up, right? Brains fried from the dope, fried from the antidepressants, fried from the antipsychotics. More and more people are on antipsychotics. Hell, probably more and more people probably need to be on antipsychotics too, but that's a whole nother conversation. People are out here losing their minds. Americans are losing their minds. I don't see a revolt, right? I don't see a civil war on the horizon, right? Maybe not. I don't see it happening. If it do happen, it will fracture the country even more than it already is. And America will just be a distant memory and a distant power. Right? People are doped up. They're sick. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All of it. Decaying. But y'all somehow think that Americans are going to get down to the nitty gritty? You can't even get down to the nitty-gritty at your nearest Planet Fitness. You can't even run a mile. If you can't run a mile, I don't want to hear shit from you. Well, I got a gun. I got a rifle that can stretch a mile. Man, that shit don't mean nothing. Right? You think you just gonna be you Call of Duty heroes? What, you think you just finna set up shop and just sit behind the wall the whole time sniping people? You think that's how it works in real life? It don't work like that in real life. No, you gotta move. See, half of y'all don't know. Y'all have no clue what it means to have bullets flying over your head. You have no clue. You don't know what it sounds like. Right over your goddamn head, right by your ear. You have no clue. To be inches from death in a firefight. You have no clue. But you think you just about to set up shop and just act like this fucking Call of Duty? You just finna spray your weapons and ain't nobody about to be shooting back at your bitch ass? Or you think you just finna sit there and take cover? And you're not gonna have to run? You're not gonna have to retreat? You're not gonna have to find more Americans are done. They think all of it, they think everything is a video game. They think everything is social media. They think everything is a joke. I don't know when the last time I took my fellow Americans seriously. I can't find that many serious men. However, the guys in the inner circle, y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know what's going on. And my guys in the Patreon as well. Shouts out to y'all and my guys on the membership as well. Right? I can't find many serious men out here who are serious about life, who are serious about, getting their affairs in order, that are serious about dominating life. I can't find too many. Because everybody's obsessed with social media. Everybody's doped up. Everybody's sick. Right? Emotional decay, spiritual decay, physical decay. Right? And those pharmaceuticals, they just keep you. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Right? That blood pressure medicine that you on, right? That doesn't do anything. That's a Band-Aid. Right? You have high blood pressure because you refuse to change your life around. You refuse to take ownership of your life. We have so many Americans who refuse to take accountability, who refuse to take responsibility over their lives. But somehow these are the same people who are going to rise up and take back America, who are going to put America back. I think not. The majority of men have been castrated. I've said this before and I say it again. The majority of men have been castrated, right? They've been feminized, right? The majority of the fighting age males, they're feminine, right? They're no longer the dominating men of the past, the warriors of the past. No, that shit is done. Hell, I probably find more women who are warriors than men nowadays. I probably find more women who will put in the work than men nowadays, right? And then the women are absolutely dominating the men, especially if you're talking about under 35, completely dominating the men, right? Doing whatever they want. Marriage is completely off the table, probably on the table for some of these simp gumps who are willing to marry anything and everything, right? So you have so many things at play, and I don't see the light out of this tunnel. I do see the light out of my own tunnel. I see the light out of my own tunnel, but I don't see the light out of this tunnel, because there's too many moving parts that are literally working against the common man, against the common society. It's too many moving parts. And if people really wanted to change the direction of the ship, they would have done it 30 years ago. They would have done it 40 years ago. They would have done it 50 years ago. But everybody was so cool with the comforts. Everybody was cool. Everybody was cool putting Band-Aids on bullet wounds. Everybody was okay with that, right? But now, it's looking like it's too late. You have too many powers. Too many that are working against. And you know, some of those powers are yourselves, right? Americans are working against their own common interest. But then you have other powers at play that you have no control over, right? Listen, it is what it is. But this message is for the people that mean good, right? My fellow patriots, right? The ones who wish good, you know, on the country and want the country to succeed. Listen, give it up. Save yourself. Listen, you can't always, right? Sometimes you just got to know when to retreat. Just put it like that, plain and simple. Sometimes you have to know when to retreat. Sometimes you have to know, listen, this battle is lost, right? But the war that must be won is your own war, right? This whole shit that's going on, listen, this is beyond you and this is beyond I. I can only grab the ones that I can grab, show them the path, show them the way, get them right, give them the knowledge, give them the wisdom, build them up with that tough love, right? Not no bull crap ass friendship. No, tough love. Ninja, this men, we men over here, right? That's all you can do. Take your bunch, whether that's your family, whether that's your little groups, right? Maybe the friends that you may have, right? All you can do at this point in time is grab your stuff, grab your folks, and find your way. Because the American way is over. And many people are going to be like, oh man, that ain't nothing but some doom and gloom. That ain't nothing but some doom and gloom. What? How's it doom and gloom paying attention? How is doom and gloom looking and analyzing what is going on from the highest level down to the lowest level? How is that doom and gloom? How is seeing what I'm seeing right in front of my eyes and calling it out and discussing it and teaching how to navigate around it? How is that doom and gloom? How? No. You know what I call that? I call that avoidance. People want to avoid the truth. Americans want to avoid the truth. That is why we're here today. This is exactly why we're in this predicament today. Because America has always avoided the truth. Always. And now, here we are. This is what we get for avoiding the truth. Well, this is what y'all get for avoiding the truth. This is what you get. And now we have to deal with the consequences of taking no accountability for our actions for well over hundreds of years. Listen, if you want to find your way, come over to the Patreon, right? Learn the tools that you need to be able to survive in a new world. America is not going to be the dominating player as it once was. You want the tools, you want the wisdom, and you want the knowledge to be able to navigate through this new world, right? You don't want to get left behind, right? I'm teaching geomaxing. I'm teaching the AI tools. I'm teaching security cryptos that you need if you want to go ghost mode. I'm teaching all of this, and I'm also building a family. Listen, come over to the Patreon and come over to the inner circle. We're having a meetup. Listen, we've changed the meetup location. We've changed the meetup location. The meetup location is going to be in Colombia. The meetup location is going to be in Colombia, but it's only for inner circle members only. This is not for a fun, good time trip. We will have fun, but this trip is going to be for networking, right? To get with like-minded individuals, right? To build each other up through strength, right? Of the mind, of the body, of the spirit, emotionally. This is what this trip will be for, but it's only for inner circle members only, right? This is a small group. I'm not accepting everybody, but I'm still accepting members as of now. Come over to the inner circle. Come over and join the Patreon if you want to be ahead of the curve. Listen, the after pill is the ideology. The escape blueprint is the framework, and PFP life is how you should live. Purpose, freedom, and power. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here, and I'm not done. This is the escape blueprint, PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The escape blueprint, PFP life.